All right. What's up, guys? So we decided that we are going to do a impromptu Halloween ends review. We're keeping up with the Joneses is so we don't
Oh,
want
well,
to get
yeah.
we don't want to get left in the dust.
Yeah, and we want to try to keep it as spoiler free as possible. So we know there's a bunch of people who probably haven't seen it yet, or maybe have seen it.
Too many
And
people have seen it.
yeah.
Let's go with that.
So we'll do our best. There isn't a heck of a lot to really say anyway that hasn't already been said, but I think we're gonna try that.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
this is
Catalina's
awesome.
Catalina's gonna be our special guest.
Yeah.
So
You know-
okay, for those who have not seen it,
I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second.
oh yeah, turn your camera off for a second. So I'll get us rolling. For those that haven't seen it, obviously supposed to be the last Halloween, until it makes $120 million, and then it'll be another one. Don't know how. Again, we're going to keep this as spoiler free as we possibly can. Yeah. So initial reaction. Damn. Where do I even start? Where do I even go with it? Like, I'm kind of scared.
All right. Here's what I think.
Okay.
Let's start with the first one, the one we got, 2018,
Okay. We'll start with the trilogy. All right.
and make a progression out of it, because I think that's the only thing to really try to make sense of this last movie.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Sorry, I had to turn my camera off because I just realized that I didn't want my child on camera because she doesn't have any pants
It's
on.
naked.
So
This is a normal thing. So yes, he usually cuts the camera off. So yes, that's a normal thing. Yeah, 2018. Now, here's the thing. That felt more like a sequel from the first one to 2018.
yeah.
So
So
that.
yeah.
Go.
I think universally everybody loved 2018.
Yeah.
I heard very little that was negative about that. I had very little negative to say about it myself, and they kind of went a different direction than what I thought. Anybody was going to do with the franchise at that point. Because to this point we had three different iterations of it, if you count, or three different timelines. Now we have another one.
Yeah.
And we kind of went into a direction where he was
Hold on. Let's do
supernaturally charged.
Yep.
By the time we had gotten to part 6.
Let's do this.
So they chopped the timeline and they stopped at 1 and said, okay, we're picking up from 1.
Yep.
And
all right, let's do this. Let's make this interesting, shall we? Want to do that? Let's make it interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So, hold on a second.
Okay.
I don't know how the fuck I forgot how to do this, but
I'm gonna have a co-host apparently.
yeah, you're gonna have a co-host. We knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Okay.
All right.
Let's bring this up. See if I can maximize this fucker. I can't. Hold on. Let me.
Oh, I see.
Let's see if I can zoom this motherfucker in.
Yeah.
All right, that's not doing what I want it to do. Jesus Christ. All right, fuck it, whatever. Oh, there we go. That's even better. There we go. All right. So, obviously, first Halloween, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
1978. Now, there was zero reason to split this fucker off. Okay. This Halloween 2 should have never been omitted. That should have always been part of this. And if you look at it too, man, check this out. So this is again what people were saying. So you had Halloween, which was Halloween 2018, basically. Then you had Halloween 2, which was basically Halloween Kills, because they were in a hospital. The whole mob thing. So 2 obviously took place in a hospital. Now, Halloween Ends feels like fucking resurrection. If you really want to put the cherry on top of it, there were basically 2 Michael Myers. There were 2 Michael Myers in Resurrection, if you really think about it. So I mean, there they kind of, you know, went off that timeline. Not to mention too, like, look at this too. So 4 and 5. If there was Halloween Ends felt so much like 4 and 5 put together. It was like, now we got a love story. And again, guys, we're gonna try to keep it spoiler free and keep it sweet and, you know, short and sweet. But, you know, this was the thing that just really pissed me off. You know, you had such a strong like opening act.
Well,
2018.
They wanted Laurie's character alive, so they obviously you have to do away with, you know, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, you had to.
Right.
You had to, and you know, you had to do away with, you know,
the alternate timeline, you know, of H2O and Resurrection.
Yeah, because she dies in Resurrection.
Technically, yeah, she died in Resurrection. But I'm having trouble remembering now the other reason for why they eliminated 2.
Because of the brother sister.
Well, that was one reason. There was another reason. Now I can't remember. No,
I don't know. It's probably, I don't know why I can't remember, but I know the whole brother sister thing. That and then, you know.
Oh, Ben Tramer.
Oh,
you know, they killed him in part 2.
If anybody got done dirty in Halloween's timelines, it's fucking Ben Tramer.
And that's the thing that irritated me, because they name dropped him in Halloween Kills, and I thought for sure they were going to bring him back into the timeline. You know, I wasn't sure why at the moment, but that was absolutely something I thought was going to happen. Simply because they left out part 2 on purpose, and they used dialogue to say, okay, that was just some bullshit. You know, they're not related. You know, somebody just said that. You know, and I thought they were going to bring Ben Tramer back to the timeline because they talked about him in Halloween Kills. Yep. That's the other part that I remember.
Now tell me this. Imagine this. You have Ben Tramer involved. Like, let's say, obviously, you know, back in the first one, you know, she liked Ben Tramer. Okay, well, say, Ben Tramer got married to somebody else, had a son, and his son wound up with Allison. Now, how wild would that have been? And then that would have been, wouldn't that make Ben Tramer the new Michael Myers?
Oh, that could have been interesting.
I mean, seriously, this, you know, and again, guys, if you haven't seen the memes, you haven't seen the, you know, the whatever.
If you haven't seen this movie, you've been watching the memes, you kind of have an idea what's going on.
So you know that there's this asshole named Corey Cunningham, new character, never showed up in any other Halloween, nothing, and he's just there, and I hate him.
All right. I think the issue is not necessarily the story that they were trying to tell, but the fact that they tried to cram it into a movie really fast. You know what I mean? We introduced this character in Halloween Ends, and we've never seen him before. As you said, we gave him a really brief cursory backstory and the way the town feels about him, you know, and put him into play with a character that you barely see.
Yeah.
And
spoiler alert.
Yeah. But of course, if you're paying attention to the things being said online, you already know that he's you know, you don't see him much in this movie, and it almost seems like we are trying to introduce, you know, a new killer.
Pretty much. I mean,
into the franchise, which is kind of a cool idea. I don't know if they should try to do it in this movie. I really feel like they should have, you know, either focused on, you know, Laurie and Michael, you know, because that's what everybody thought they were getting, you know, or focus completely on this new story.
Yeah.
They tried to give us 2 stories, neither of which they really brought to a satisfactory conclusion.
3.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people like each other's faces in this movie.
I heard some weirdo explanation for that, where because this traumatic event happened so early in Laurie's life, and then she spent the next 40 years, like basically training and trying to be ready for Michael Myers to come back. She is painfully socially underdeveloped, especially when it comes to men. So she would still be kind of acting, high schoolish, with regard to, a male suitor. I don't know if I believe that, because obviously she must have had some experience. She had a kid, and a grandkid. So,
and you know what I just thought?
I mean?
You know what I just thought?
What?
Check this out. Now, and Matt Skinner is saying, yes, had to have it both ways.
Right.
Now, listen to this. This is how you do it, okay? And I thought about this. This is why I wanted to do this tonight, because I had this idea when I was at work.
Okay.
So imagine this. This is how it should have been. 2018, Allison was with that other dickhead. I can't remember what his name was. Cameron, I think it was. Was it Cameron? I think so. Anyway, imagine this. If Corey Cunningham would have been in 2018, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. If that was her boyfriend, that would have made up for everything that happened in Halloween Ends. Because you didn't have to introduce anybody. You would have known who everybody is. But instead, Allison's a skank and was with somebody fucking tell me if his name was Cameron. Y'all are watching. Somebody tell me. I ain't looking it up. I think it was Cameron. I think, or Nick. I can't remember.
Well, he was in the first two movies, right?
He's in the first two movies. He's in Halloween 2018, and he was in Kills. But think about it, dude. If you would have had Corey in 18, Kills, and Ends, it would have been a perfect setup, because his character was already established. He was with Allison. Now, unless you decided to kill him. But if you would have thought back then, what you know now, you might not have made that mistake. I'm just saying, you can't fucking cram a goddamn 15 stories in one. You just can't. Especially not a Halloween movie. It's one thing if you want to do it in like a Spider-Man or a X-Men or something. But this is fucking Michael Myers.
Yeah. Well, for the record, I disagree with a lot of the decisions that were made with this last movie, but I tried to go into it with an open mind. I didn't like the fact that they tacked 4 years onto the timeline and basically left a gap in the story.
Stupid.
We Halloween 2018 basically, just rolled right into the next part of the story. So it was the same night, more or less.
Yeah.
Because you picked up where that one ended. And just carried on that story. It's like, if you were going to do another movie, I wouldn't want that much time to pass. I would either want it to continue the story, one more, one more night or one more day, whatever it is, yeah. 4 years living in a sewer is a long time. It sure is.
Yeah.
Eating rats or whatever the hell he was doing down there.
Nah, man, he killed the Ninja Turtles and ate them.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I know what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I completely on 100% agree with you on the time scale.
And there's some other things that don't make sense. Like she spent all that time preparing for him to come back, and it was like kept away in a bunker for a long time. I don't know. Matt might have even said this, but then suddenly 4 years pass. She's trying to get on with her life. Yeah, the hell with all that. I'm not trying to protect myself or my family anymore. Let's just bake pies. You know what I mean? And try to be normal. It doesn't make sense to just, change her character that much in that short amount of time, especially after her daughter just got killed in the last.
Well, are you reading my fucking mind? I feel like I need to wear a tin hat around you. Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. That's the thing. Like, it was the fact that her, like you said, her character went from being like training to kill the ultimate evil to obviously barely being in Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
And then her daughter gets killed at the end of Kills.
So
it's like she's okay with it.
So if we tried to justify that, it would be her saying, well, my daughter was an innocent, believed the best in people, was a lover, and she would have wanted me to live my life. She would want her daughter to live her life. So I'm going to be normal now and try to raise my granddaughter like a normal human being who isn't trapped in a bunker learning how to kill things.
Pretty much.
Best guess.
Thank you, Matt. Matt needs to be on these fuckers more. Damn, he's got some good old points.
Yeah. Not worried anymore now that he's out on the loose. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing too. And again, guys,
it's like you worry about the bears in the zoo. You don't worry about the ones in the woods around your house.
Right. Exactly. The caged ones, yeah, exactly. No, and you're right. He's absolutely right. I mean, it's just the fact that it's 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's seen him.
Right.
Nobody's heard from him. Nobody's nothing. Like, no, it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And, and like we were saying before, I was saying when we did our watch along, with at least with Jason, Freddy, there was it was a legitimate lapse because they were dead, theoretically speaking.
Yeah.
You had part 5. Well, actually, you had part 4 for Friday the 13th, right? And then you had 5, which was the fake Jason. Nightmare on Elm Street. You had, the ending for the first one wasn't even supposed to be the ending for the first one. That was impromptu. So you had a legitimate reason. You forgot about Freddy. That means he loses his power, so he doesn't show up. Jason's buried in the ground until he becomes a zombie.
Yeah, they almost pulled a Freddy in this one.
They did. Yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and I got real Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 vibes from this.
Yep.
One, for what you said, that it seemed like nobody was thinking about him and he seemed powerless, and then suddenly this kid comes into the picture and things are all different now 4 years later. But also because there was a real symbiotic relationship in part 2 of Nightmare on Elm Street, where basically he needed that character in order to gain power and become real, and manifest in the real world again. So
it's that fear, and that's the thing that was that's what was so strong in Halloween Kills was, you had that mob mentality that built up the fear for Michael Myers, and then he's 4 years he's not, nobody sees him, nobody hears from him, and now he's something happens, and now it has to be Michael Myers. It has to be. No, you're right. And I love the like you said, the symbiotic relationship, how it was Jesse and Freddy and Corey and Michael in this one, and it was bizarre. Like you wouldn't think that Michael Myers, of all of them would be like that. He's the one that's, I mean, let's face it. None of these fuckers are going to stand there and train you and whatever the fuck he did, overwatch everything he did.
Yeah. I have another problem with it.
I have a lot of problems with the fact that you have one more worries me.
No, it's not just one. I'm just saying the one that I wanted to address now, is the mask. They spent a lot of time in the first 2 movies, in my opinion, making us believe there was power in that mask. So even with the opening scene of the first movie, those podcasters walk in, their big thing is to pull the mask out of the bag, basically hold it up, and ask him if he feels anything, and they know he does, it's like, and they indicate that, where you just see a slight movement from him. He turns a little bit. You get the other crazies in the yard, acting like wild animals, because they sense something changed in the air, and they go ape shit, and somehow he must have gotten some power from the mask, because once the doctor basically organized his escape, first thing he does is kill the podcasters and take the mask. So it's like he had to have it. He was drawn to it. So there's power in it, and then second movie, as we've talked on
this is your favorite
numerous
part.
other occasions.
This is Clint's favorite part. This is his favorite part to explain. I love the
You know,
explanation.
yeah, it's not how I perceived Michael, but they did it, and I went along with it. When she pitchforked him on the porch, she yanked the mask off, and she took off with it, and he followed her. You know, he had to have it. So, um, to me, that was them saying there was power in this mask, that he was human, because after all, he aged.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
oh, don't say that. Nicole's watching.
Yeah,
Nicole have a big problem with that because he's 73 years old.
So, yeah, he had aged. He didn't have the mask all that time when he was in the institution, and suddenly he's gaining power from it again. And the first thing he does is get it. Second movie, they take it away. He follows, and then he has to put it back on
And that's when he goes ape shit.
before that mob kicks his ass.
Yeah.
You know, and so at that point, the fact that he survived, you know, I think was purely because of the mask. But that being said, they didn't follow up on that.
Oh, not even close, dude. And not even close.
You know,
and again, without being too spoilery, let's just say that some bitch ass kid actually beats up Michael Myers. Okay, now keep in mind, guys, this is a cat that, you know, at some point or another can pick people up right off the fucking ground, stab them, and they stand in the wall. He got his ass whipped by this kid, and the kid stole his fucking mask. The kid took his mask.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that didn't make sense after what had been established in the first two movies.
And it doesn't matter anyway if the dude's 73 years old. The dude is a fucking mammoth giant. The dude, and Corey's a little bitch. Spoiler alert. Actually takes his mask. So again, it's like what the and he barely even did anything to him. It's like, I'm gonna throw you on the ground and punch you twice. Like, I'm pretty sure I could do that to you, Clint. You're still gonna get up and try to whip my ass. So, way to make me look like a pussy. Seriously, I mean, and even the mask consistency in it. It's like, at least in Kills, it had, you know, still looked like a mask. It looked like he was wearing a fucking dried up dog turd in this one. I'm like, yeah, way to go, guys. Now he looks like a fucking, you know, walking around with dried dog shit on his head. It's awful, man. It was, and you know, it's just,
yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah. It's my opinion, and I share this opinion with Ryan, our buddy Ryan Joyner, that Michael should have died at the end of 2 if they were going to introduce this story.
The end of Halloween 2 in 81?
Kills.
Okay.
Halloween
yeah.
Kills.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a setup that you needed, because again, you wouldn't. The biggest problem that I have if with anything is the introduction of all these characters that you don't care about. Yeah. And the reason I say introduction is because they're all new characters. Laurie's character is brand new. Allison's character is brand new. You know, they're not even the same characters that they were at the end of Kills. So it's like they're brand new characters. Mm-hmm. So it's like you had to reintroduce everybody's story. So now there was just too much going on. It was too much going on. Nicole, I love that you love Charlie Brewster. Yes, we know. You're so cool, Brewster. She'll never let William Ragsdale. I'm sorry, brother, but you know, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like the continuity between 2018 and Kills, bravo. Yeah. The continuity between Kills and this, well, you missed the fucking mark. I mean, you were wide left.
Yeah.
You know,
but
so
to finish that thought,
yeah,
not to break this up even more, but you know, in order to preserve the continuity from the first two movies, you know, and still have there be power in the mask, you know, and for a new character to be brought in to where he more or less becomes the new killer, you know, I feel like Michael should have died.
Yep.
Somehow, or just been extremely weakened and dies once this guy gets the mask. You know what I mean? and that power transfers.
Man,
You know what I mean?
he could have
So to
just
speak.
found the mask. I mean,
Or do what Ryan said and like have him hallucinate, this relationship with Michael, as he becomes a new killer in the town of Haddonfield.
that would have made sense, and that would have made sense
A little bit. See, I kind of
especially
like that.
because
Not where I wanted him to go with it, but I would be willing to accept it, instead of having both of them together.
I love everyone's opinions on this. I love this. I mean, she's right. I mean,
everybody wants to try to fix this movie, so that
They're gonna
tells
try.
me no one liked it.
you know what? I applaud anybody that comes up with ideas. I really do. She's right on that too. That would have ripped his fucking face off. You really think about it. It would have ripped his fucking face off. Good call, Nicole.
Yeah.
I hate this movie.
I'm not a fan either, but
I really I tried to be. Like when we did our watch along, we tried so hard to like this movie. And again, everybody has their own opinion, and we are not trying to change anybody's opinion, switch anybody's opinion. If you like the movie, you like the movie. If you hate the movie, you hate the movie. I can tell you, unless your name's Mike Mazzy and you watch it over and over again and you start to like it more and more, which I don't know how that's possible. You're gonna like it or hate it.
I think now he's doing that to spite everybody.
I think he is too. He's just being a dick. That's exactly what he's doing. Mike, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I guarantee you're being a dick. Yeah, I mean, its execution is just I don't know what happened. I just don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta take Nicole's thing off there. Sorry. I don't know what happened. Like and I've told you this multiple times. I watched Kills and I hated it. I hated Kills with a passion. I watched it again and I actually started to enjoy it a smidge. I watched this again the following morning and I fucking hated it more. I was like, well, how's that possible? Jesus. Like that doesn't happen often. Normally I can deal with watching it again and being okay, but fuck, I couldn't do that.
Well, you got one up on me because I didn't watch it again.
I'm sorry. That's not one up. You got one up on me because you didn't watch it twice. So
if I were really trying to like it, I would have watched it again.
Right. This is true. I can attest to this with Clint. If he has any kind of semblance of liking something, he'll watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
He'll watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
It means he hates this movie. Awesome.
What?
Dude, there's nothing.
I need time. I'll go back and watch it again, but I need
to
time.
let this marinate. You let it marinate, brother, and let me know how it is. You let me know how it is, because I guarantee you'll come back and tell me, hey, that movie sucks just as bad, if not worse, than when we watched it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the gist of it, guys. Okay, honestly. If you're a Halloween fan, you're not going to like this movie. If you're a Michael Myers fan, you are really, really not going to like this movie. I'm not going to tell you why. Again, if you don't know from the memes, from the posts, from whatever, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go watch it, form your own opinions.
Yeah, right. Now, there is one thing that I will say in general over everything, and this is something that me and Clint have said since the time we started this podcast. There are things in a movie that are forgivable, and there are things in a movie that are unforgivable. And this movie falls under one category that we've always deemed unforgivable. It was boring. It was fucking boring. And I can tell you, I've watched every Halloween movie. This was the most boring. And it wasn't even the fact that, you have less of someone than you should. But it's just like everything happens in the last quarter of the movie. It's like by that time, it's like, well, I'm already either drunk, high, or asleep. So I'm not even gonna watch it. I mean, at that point, why do I need to watch it? At least every other Halloween movie, Michael Myers was at least like 10, 15 minutes. You at least get to see it. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, I watch every Twilight movie on a continuous loop for the rest of my life. Jesus Christ, for oh damn.
Yeah. Well, and they tried to wrap up this story too quick. They give us a long, slow intro, and then they tried to wrap it up super fast. It kind of felt like a Stephen King story in that sense. You know what I mean? I don't know how many Stephen King stories you've read, but he has this bad habit of getting really long-winded, give you a nice long introduction, give you a whole bunch of filler in the middle, and he'll wrap up the ending in about 5 pages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what, dude? You know what? Do what everybody else is doing. Have a part 1 and a part 2. Have Halloween Ends part 1, Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah, if they wanted to do this story, they probably should have waited and did it in, as a next series of movies in this storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they should have wrapped up the story that they started.
Yeah. And you even got the flashback, with like Lori and Annie and Linda, you got that whole flashback scene of when she was, sorry, spoiler alert again. Fuck it to this point.
Okay, so it's no longer a spoiler.
I'm not going to tell you the end of the movie.
Okay.
At least the end of the movie was kind of cool.
It had some highlights.
It had some highlights. We're not going to get into any of the kills because that'll just give the fucking movie away.
Yeah.
So we'll just let it go. We'll just let that go with the kills. I'll just tell you, form your own opinion. Not going to judge anybody. Nicole is apparently judging everyone because she is not letting it go that it was crap. Nicole. This is Nicole's finest hour. I can tell you that right now. It was crap. Damn. So, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, man. One thing I will tell you guys, and Amanda's right. Douchey guy's hair. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of nice hair in this movie. You got some dude with a fucking. Now again, guys, this takes place in 2022. There's a dude that had a fucking mega mullet, and he was epic.
Oh my
man, helmet, hair, mullet. He was fucking amazing.
Yeah. And just another side note, I had no idea the kids in the marching band could be so fucking brutal, man.
No shit. Like they're the fucking dorks. Like they're the ones that need to get picked on. No, we're gonna pick on this motherfucker, and we're gonna be assholes. Like okay, I didn't think that's how that went.
They took him straight to band camp.
Straight to band.
It's
straight.
Let's do that.
Absolutely. Straight to the band camp. I'm like, damn, these kids. Yeah. Yes, this is true. Dorky kids are mean.
Yeah.
You're not lying. Oh, yes. This isn't really a spoiler alert, but when you see this, God damn it. Yeah.
Oh, chicken croquettes.
Weird
dialogue there was in this movie.
Dude,
I mean, can we address that for a second?
Yeah, please.
Other than the "I like your face" comment, you know what I mean? Apparently, the police chief or whatever he is, or sheriff, or what was he anyway? A deputy?
Deputy.
I don't even know. Apparently he liked making chicken croquettes for the guys down at the station. Like, who the hell does that?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? I don't care. What are you doing to stop asshole Corey Cunningham, Michael Myers?
Tell me you're making chicken pot pie, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. But chicken croquettes, what a weird choice.
Yeah, like chicken nuggets. I like McDonald's chicken nuggets. I like Burger King's chicken fries. Chicken croquettes? Who the fuck even eats those anymore? Seriously. Weird dialogue, dude. And then without spoiling too much, there will be a spot where cherry blossoms are mentioned, and then they are just shot to the fucking wayside.
What? Yeah, what even was that? What were they doing with the cherry blossoms? I must have been like daydreaming or something during this movie.
At that point,
why do we keep bringing this up?
We were done. We were done at that point. At that stage in the game, we were like, fucking done. Like, I don't know what's happening. All I know is at one point, cherry blossoms and eggplants got mentioned at the same time.
Oh.
On our end.
That was our chat. Okay.
Yeah, on our end. And I was like, well, I know where that was going.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, again, guys, you know, form your own opinion. Don't let anything, you know, don't let our review or anybody else's not make you want to watch it. Go watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things, you know, just, you know, yes, I know, Nicole, you're gonna fucking crucify us. Just saying, go form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
So do you want to rate it?
Do I have to?
You don't
That's
have
pretty much
to.
good. That's pretty much literally going to contradict what I just fucking said. So yes, fine, we'll do it. I'll rate it. All right. Are we doing our normal rating?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you know, you're gonna have your critical
Yeah.
and your fun factor. So, from a critical standpoint, what are you thinking?
1 out of 5.
Ooh, wow! I was gonna.
It's stupid.
Mhm.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's just I don't get it. Like I just it's so all over the place. Like
Yeah.
at least the other two, you know, as far as like critical, I mean, at least a 3 out of 5 because at least there was like a 2018. I'll give a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Kills, I'll give that a 2.5 out of 5. This I'm giving a 1 out of 5 because it's like they just went downhill from there. It's like we had a solid story, solid backbone to the first one, 2018, because you piggybacked off the first one. That's how you could do it. And then after that, it just fell apart.
Yeah.
Now, fun. I'm gonna give that a 1 out of 5. Because, you know, because nothing happens. It's not fun to watch. Nothing happens.
Shower. Do you want to go with me?
You know, nothing happens. You don't get anything until 3/4 into the movie. 3/4. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm still gonna say go watch it, form your own opinion. Me, I've watched Halloween since. I mean, I wasn't born when the first one came out, but obviously I've seen every Halloween, including 6, Resurrection, the ones that everybody says are shit. I would much rather watch both of those two back to back than this one once.
Yeah.
Clint, go for it. Because I'm sure I'm gonna get I'm gonna give this a what are you gonna get? Let's see. All right, critical. 2 out of 5. I'm not. You can't go any higher than 2 out of 5. You fucking can't. I'm gonna reach through this fucking computer screen.
Great.
I was gonna give it a 2 out of 5.
I know that man. I know that man.
Yeah. Well, you know,
break the toys.
I don't know. They did a lot of things wrong. You know, in my opinion, they broke the continuity. You know, they gave us too many storylines. You know, it was slow and drawn out in the beginning. You know, like I said, they wrapped up the ending too fast. They had inconsistencies, you know, that I didn't care for. You know, like this guy's a new killer, but you know, hey, by the end, he's a weakling. You know, it's like Lori should have been, I don't know,
tougher, more involved.
I want to say less of a challenge than what she was for our new young strong killer. You know what I mean? So anyhow, so that's why I had to do that. It's just like it's like you said, it was all over the place, and there was too many plot lines, too many inconsistencies, and then they just dropped storylines that they were already establishing from the first 2 films in this series. So didn't like that. Fun factor, there were some cool things, some stuff that I had fun seeing. There was some neat kills. The effects were nice. It was a good looking movie. Had nice sound.
Yeah,
you know
did have nice sound.
Yeah.
I'm just going on like
I had
you know.
I had a little bit of fun. So I'll go 2.5. You know, I was thinking 3, but I was like, no, it wasn't that fun. So 2.5.
Thank you. I was gonna say, come on now. Come on. I know you. You can forgive a lot of things. That's the one. And honestly, we can forgive a lot of things.
I'm
we've
trying.
done a lot of
I'm a Halloween fan, I even like a lot of the bad ones. And
very great.
I want to like this one, but I just don't.
Hey, you know what?
That's too
We've
close
watched a lot of
to the
movies.
floor.
We've done our reviews. Criticality has been a thing where it's just all over the place. I mean, hell, the one that sticks out in my head is Killer Croc 1 and 2. Like fucking critical. They're fucking stupid. Like they're dumb. Fun
Yeah.
factor, they're off the fucking chart.
They're fun as hell.
They're fun as fuck. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So, and I can forgive a movie like that because guess what? It wasn't boring.
Right.
Shit was happening from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it was like, even and again, go and watch it for yourself and the titles. Watch the font. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. As for as much as these guys, Danny McBride and David Gordon Green, wanted to completely cut out 2, 3, 4, and 5, which 3's never even involved anyway, which I don't understand why it got the font to that. You sure did have a lot of fucking references to all those movies.
Yeah.
So, again, continuity, consistency, it's a big thing. And then, the Silver Shamrock Mask being in Kills.
Yeah.
I
just got the impression that they were trying to do their own thing, but they were also trying to serve the fans at the same time, and they just couldn't do both.
No, just couldn't. And again, we're not going to sit here and say we can make a better movie because we have never made a movie. But
true,
I can tell you, and a lot of these movies can be fixed with one or two things. It doesn't take a whole rewrite. It doesn't take ripping the script up and shredding it and going and rewriting the whole story. A couple things needed to be fixed and it would have been fine. But, and I'm with Clint with what he said earlier. Take the time. If you got to delay it. You shot it back to back. That's it. That rarely ever works. I don't know of a series of movies that it happens with that it works, except for Killer Croc 1 and 2. Because I think they did that. But just saying, I mean, back to back's hard to do, man, because at that point you're going from one movie to another. You're already wore out of the character probably, and being that this is another new trilogy, I mean, back to back is fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, again, ultimately, overall, go and watch it. Let us know what you guys think. Don't hide it. Don't try to flow with us. Make your own opinion. Let us know what you think. But we've seen a lot of people like it. A lot of people think it's the best one out of them all. But I can tell you,
it's like any other art form. It's subjective. So, if you like it, I'm not going to get mad at you for liking it.
If you like it, I'm going to boot you out of the group.
No, you're not.
I'm really not. No. Everybody has their own opinion. Do it. Let us know what you guys think. And we'll probably do a spoiler-filled review at some point. But it just came out on Friday, so not everybody's seen it because not everybody has Peacock. Not everybody's in the same region. We had a couple people that were in Canada and England, so we had a watch along. Luckily, we got it to work. But not everybody has that ability, so don't want to completely and utterly spoil the hell out of it. So again, go check it out. If you got Peacock, don't go to the movies and spend the money to go watch it. If you have Peacock, go watch it on Peacock. So anyway, we just wanted to give our review,
general thoughts.
Yeah, general, first impressions. So anyway, guys, we will holler at you soon and let us know what you think in the group.
Absolutely.
So, love you guys. Talk to you later.